Long-range models had begun to pick up on a dramatic slowdown of our monsoon pattern as August approached. This meant that the next week would be my best chances at epic monsoon action for quite a while. While the pattern was busy, storms were being pretty stingy on lightning. Our moisture really wasn't up to the point where we were getting strong instability. Finally, I found some storms with lightning, but roads kept me from getting a closer view. It's July 31st and headed to East Central New Mexico, supercell shear today, so expecting possibility of supercells. We're going to see what happens. Typically I shouldn't be this excited, but this storm is moving almost southwest to supercell. It's got big hail, ping pong ball size, and I'm not too far from home, so this is a nice change of pace, and just time-lapsing this tower. Golf ball size hail has been reported with this thing, so it's a really strong supercell. It's a beautiful supercell right behind me. Filming a little bit of a video time lapse here. Gonna check, gonna see if it can maintain its strength. It's severe warmed all the way through south of I-40. This is a really positive day so far. Good material, good stuff. So. Amy Howard has arrived on the scene. It's a beautiful storm here in central New Mexico. That's a beautiful blue till kind of core, but you can see just nice structure up above us. Very high based, but it's central New Mexico, and this is a supercell. That's pretty cool. Well, our first storm died as it moved south and west. It kind of gusted out, and then that was it. It finally undercut the updraft. There's a nice looking storm forming south, but it's about 40 miles south, and it's moving away at 20 miles an hour, which means even on a best case scenario, you're going to get there in an hour, and we're really pushing sunset. After hanging out with some fellow Chase friends from New Mexico, I decided it was time to call it a day. So I started heading back home, and I got greeted by beautiful colors as the sun went below the horizon. The northerly flow continued the next day, and I was right back at it with a supercell about 20 miles east of the day prior. We're still watching this storm right here. It's still trying to pull up some scud into the base. It looks really good. It's a nice looking supercell now, and about to head out because it's starting to sprinkle, and that's a good sign to get out, and we're going to see what happens, but we're off to a good start. We can clearly see there's the hail core right there. It's doing its thing. Updraft is over here. And the storm, it's been on a slow weakening trend for sure. Just kind of time-lapsing the backside of it here, and then I guess next storm up from here. Driving to Las Vegas, New Mexico right now. Looks like a decent day of chasing ahead. Supercell maybe. Slight risk is out. Hill damaging wind's the main threat. Looking forward to seeing what today will bring. I'm kind of excited. So. The storms I'm watching are intensifying over I-25 near Wagon Mound, New Mexico. It was time to see what these cells were made of. Outflow was rushing out of this growing complex of storms. As a severe thunderstorm warning was issued, I moved south to stay ahead. Very outflow dominant. It looks like a supercell almost on radar, but visually it looks more like a multi-cell kind of cluster. Very interesting structure in that regard. Dirt is in my eyes. Oh my gosh. Got sand all in my eyes. Oh my goodness. It's the worst I've ever had dust hit me. That's rough. I mean, this storm looks like it's dying, honestly, and I visually would agree with that. The monsoon took a long break, but after 2 weeks of waiting, there was finally another chance on the Eastern Plains portion of New Mexico. We're shooting short time lapses, or short bursts of 1,000 frames a second with this camera, getting these lightning strikes that are pumping out of these storms. Look, there's another one. These storms were packing a punch and accelerating forwards. This was going to make the rest of the day really hard, but I managed to get ahead just enough to capture more incredible lightning bolts as I moved south and east with this growing complex of storms. Little did I know it, but that was my last stop of the day. This line of storms developed a lot of blowing dust and accelerated in its forward motion, eventually overtaking me near Fort Sumner, New Mexico. Once again, I had to wait a couple of weeks for any shot at storms. Monsoon season had slipped away, and this was my last chance at meaningful storms this season. The initial storm I was rolling up on was a supercell. Unfortunately, the core is right on the road. My decision was simple: core punch this now severe worn cell, or have the chase end before it even started. Finally, I emerged on the other side of this cell, and it was not looking like it was strengthening. However, this storm was pumping out mega bolts all around me, which, mysteriously, were quite camera shy. As the initial storm weakened, a bunch of new, weaker cells began to fire all around me. The supercell threat was seemingly over, and the birth of a linear complex had begun. Yeah, you know, that whole theme. There's always something to shoot. Every storm's important. That's the theme. I'm gonna believe in it today. And that was a wrap on the 2020 monsoon season for me. After today, the pattern once again went incredibly dry. This season went down as one of the least active ever, but I still managed some great scenes amidst the dry spells. And I'm truly looking forward to the 2021 monsoon season.